So I have been quite frustrated. I didn't know what I want to practice, and then I made all those plans and I had all those ideas. Nothing really motivated me, and I really felt so lost. And what I did is like I did this like visualization method. So I tried to think about how I want to sound and which players do I like, and I made a list of those players and those sounds. Like, for example, I love Clifford Brown's phrasing. He's a great player. I like the way how Brad Mehldau or Larry Goldings put different harmonies behind melodies, right? And I tried to write that down just like as a general goal, or because so that I would know why I would do that, where I'm aiming at. But then of course I'm breaking it down in much smaller snippets. And one snippet is just like this phrase from Clifford Brown. So, and I tried to be very specific about this one practice goal of sounding more like Clifford Brown, right? So it's like having one phrase, that's my goal. I have a 10 minutes time slot. I'm very specific which phrase it is, and it's only going to be this phrase. I'm not planning on learning the entire solo like I would always have been doing this like this. And I would put also an end to the session or to my goal. The end is just to play it, right? So I'm trying to hear it. I don't even have to transcribe it, just play it on the guitar. And that's that. And then I can come back the next day and still work on the same phrase, but then I have the chance to really hear all the nuances and really get deep down into it and not just skim the surface, which very often is so frustrating to me. Sort of weaves into the next method, which is called external attention focus. And that means nothing else, like you know that probably, let's say you're playing a bossa nova pattern or some accompaniment and you still can talk to somebody else. So that would be the external attention focus. In other words, you're still able to repeat the motor skills that you have been practicing and maybe read a book at the same time. I heard a story about a pianist who can read a book while practicing certain exercises. I have to say I'm a little skeptical about this, but the basic thing is just to get it as deep down in your subconscious that you don't have to think about it anymore. You don't have to think about where your finger's going next. And guess how you're going to get there? Yeah, that's with repetition over and over again. Very well, where I want to learn something new, and I also know that it's going to be hard and difficult, and that's appealing to me, so I start practicing it. It can be like a bebop theme like Donna Lee or Confirmation, you name it, and I know, and you know that probably too, it needs a lot of repetition, and so I repeat it over and over again, and it's a new thing that I'm learning. I'm very excited, and apparently we learn faster if something is novel. But after time, it's not new anymore, so I start thinking about different stuff, maybe even thinking about stopping practicing it because so much work and it's so hard to play it on the guitar. But there's one thing that you can do, and that's varied repetition, which is a great tool for learning stuff but also applying it to different contexts, because memories that are created in different contexts tend to stick so much better. And if you think about Donna Lee, right, you can play this theme, but sometimes I have the feeling, great, now I can use it once in a while when I'm playing this song, but what else can I do with it? And that's where varied repetition comes in. So basically you take one part of this thing that you're learning and then you put it in different contexts. And then I want to show you how I do this with this tune. This thing about learning songs is so super important for jazz musicians, and it can be quite frustrating. And I found another technique that I find super cool, which is called like retrieval practice, and that basically means you're going to play something before you're looking it up. So I made like a list with songs that I used to play, and there are many more than those 10 that I wrote down. And then I'm planning on, you can see how much work I did, is on repeating them 4 times, then having a break like for 2 weeks, and then repeating them again. And then I'm going to go back to those next 10 songs. I got this idea with a list from Bob Reynolds, which is really great, and I got the ideas for the songs from Ready Aim Improvise, a book from Hal Crook, where he has a list of the most commonly played standards in different fields, and also more modern and not so modern. So, but the thing is, or the trick is, that I'm not sitting down with a lead sheet, but I'm really sitting down and trying to remember as much as I can. I also read it's cool if you make any mistakes, keep on remembering, but then of course at the end of the practice session or at the end of some days, because I feel like I'm remembering more and more after some days, and I just want to give my brain the chance to remember it all. Then at the end of the process, I can look it up, or everybody should look it up. And apparently it's really good to have mistakes or to make mistakes and then see the corrected version, because that helps remembering a lot as well.